Hi everyone, I'm Donnalouise and welcome to my YouTube channel for the love of puzzles. Today we complete our Puzzle Along 2000 series. This is a series geared towards people who have never maybe done a large piece count jigsaw puzzle. Perhaps they've only done 500 or 1,000 pieces, but would really like to try something quite a bit larger. So what we did is we all got the same 2,000 piece jigsaw puzzle, and I did 2 previous videos. I'll leave links to those in the description below. In the first one, I talk about, puzzling setup, accessories, lighting, and we go through the first main stage, which is a full sort of the jigsaw puzzle. In the second video, we did the main build of the jigsaw puzzle, and you can see it's still here on my table. We completed all the main books in this jigsaw puzzle. Now, the puzzle in question is from Ravensburger. It's called Novel Avenue, and the artist is Demelsa Haughton. Hopefully I'm pronouncing their name correctly. If you're interested in buying the jigsaw puzzle, I'll leave links to my 2 Amazon storefronts in the description below. Feel free to check them out, but no pressure to buy from there. If you do purchase though, I get a commission, which helps me keep the channel running, buying more puzzles and equipment and making more videos for you all to enjoy. But I am so excited for today's video because we are going to complete the jigsaw puzzle. I'm going to start out by finishing off the bottom area here, and then we will complete the jigsaw puzzle by doing the sky. Just looking at the sky, I think I'm going to start with this corner first, the brownish yellowish corner with the little house, because we hadn't built the house yet, and then do this corner here with the purpley and those white little hole areas in the cloud, and then finish off with the darker area in the middle. Now, the reason why I leave the sky until the end, and I've been trying to word this and it makes sense in my head, but I'm not sure if I'm going to convey it correctly or properly to you all. But basically, I want to try to build as much of the puzzle that I feel is the easiest, most enjoyable sections of the jigsaw puzzle. I leave the more difficult areas until the end because I don't want to discourage myself too soon. If I'm taking a long time to do something, I move that section aside and go somewhere else. So in my normal puzzling, if I start working on something and I'm finding it too difficult or too challenging, I put it aside and I go to a different pile or a different area. So looking at this jigsaw puzzle, I figured that the sky area would be the most difficult part of the jigsaw puzzle. That being said, it may actually not be all that tricky. We won't know until we get there. But that's the reason why I left it to the end, because I personally would like to complete as much of the jigsaw puzzle as possible that I'm enjoying and I'm having fun. And then if I get to the difficult part and I'm no longer enjoying it, that gives me the opportunity to ask myself, do I want to finish the jigsaw puzzle, or do I want to just stop here and say, I've done enough, I'm happy, I really enjoyed it, but I'm going to pick it up. So for you all, and which I've said this throughout the series, if at any point you're really not having fun, step away, maybe come back to the puzzle, or pick it up if you're really not enjoying it. So when we get to the sky, that would be another opportunity to go, look, you know what, I've had so much fun doing this puzzle. It's 90% done, but I really don't feel like finishing it off, and that's okay. So that's the reason why I leave the tougher sections to the end, because if I'm no longer enjoying the jigsaw puzzle, I'm going to stop. And I don't want to do those sections earlier. I want to try to do as much of the puzzle that I think I will enjoy building as possible first. And also when it comes to speed puzzling, now I know we're not speed puzzling this, but it kind of translates. In most competitions, if you haven't completed the jigsaw puzzle, they count the number of pieces you've assembled. So it's best to build as much as possible of the easier areas as quickly as possible and leave those difficult sections to the end, like water, sky, repeated patterns, large solid color areas, lots of greenery. You leave those to the end so that you have a good high count of pieces already assembled, and the only thing that you're remaining to do are the more difficult areas. And I think that's probably most people's approach when it comes to speed puzzling. Do as much as you can of all the easy sections as quickly as possible. Leave the difficult areas to the end in case you don't get them complete, so that your overall piece count is as high as possible. And I kind of translate that to just general puzzling as well. I think if most of you can complete, you know, all the book sections and it's your first time doing a 2,000 piece puzzle, you should be very proud of yourself, even if you find the sky challenging or even if you don't want to finish the sky. It's totally fine. It's okay not to finish a jigsaw puzzle. So now let's just get cracking. This is the third and final video in our Puzzle Along 2000. I hope you've enjoyed this series. The videos have been quite a bit longer, quite more detailed. Like I said, this is focusing on people who've maybe never done a 2,000 piece puzzle. So after this is all said and done, have a think. Would you want to do a Puzzle Along 3000, where we pick a 3,000 piece jigsaw puzzle to do? Or would you like to do a puzzle along, but where you kind of follow my build as I sort technique? And that's a bit different. And some people probably already do that, but we would probably pick a smaller, maybe a 500 piece jigsaw puzzle, or maybe 1,000. But would you like to see a really detailed build as I sort technique? Or a puzzle along 3,000? Leave your comments below, let me know, or let me know if you did it once, but 2,000 was enough. I really am thinking I want to do the complementary jigsaw puzzle to this one. Same artist, called If Fish Could Walk. I'm trying to find it here locally somewhere in New Zealand. I think it's beautiful imagery, and I just think these would look really nice up on the wall together. So another question I have for you all is, if you do complete the jigsaw puzzle, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to maybe sell it on or trade it, donate it? Are you going to tape the back, maybe glue it, frame it, put it up on the wall? Let me know. I just love it. There's so many fun little things to discover, so many little critters. I just hope overall you're enjoying it as well and having as much fun as possible trying to put it together with me. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these sky pieces finally off the table. I should have done that a long time ago. And I maybe wasn't explicit in the first video, but if you don't have room to keep all the piles on the table where you're puzzling, put them in containers and move them off to the side. I kept quite a few on the table, as you saw, and they got in my way. It was not smart puzzling. So really, seriously, move the piles off the table. What I'm just going to try to do, I'm going to come around on this side here so I don't reach too much. And for now, I probably just, sorry if the camera was being knocked there. I'm going to try to put similar piles in all the corners of this box here. So these are like the pieces that have a bit of white. There you go. Put those pieces in this corner. Then kind of put these pieces darker, maybe like that over here. See, I'm still trying to keep them somewhat in a gradient coloration. They may get a little mixed up. Probably maybe it would have been better if I would have sorted these into containers to begin with. These are the ones, remember I said I probably had them in the wrong order, so I'm actually going to take these and put these more here. I think they have a bit of gray cloud. I'm going to put those right there. Oh, no, that one's more brown. Oh, more brown. It's kind of hard. I mean, as we build these, I don't think it'll be too bad. Now, some solid, let's put these over here. So I'm still trying to keep them quite organized, but I do admit that I probably could have done better if I would have had them separated to begin with. And I'm going to go walk all the way over there to that other side. Oh my goodness, can I even get over there? My filming setup is maybe not the best for puzzling at times. Here, I'm just going to reach. So I've kept them quite still organized. And the reason why I'm moving them off is I want to work on the bottom of the puzzle, and I'm going to push the puzzle up. Have it a bit more in view for you all. There you go. Okay, I don't think that's too bad, but they're out of the way, nice and somewhat organized still, and I think that'll be much better to have that like that. So I'm going to put that aside, and now I'm going to shift this. It might go off camera, but that's fine, as long as it doesn't go off the table. And we are going to work on this bottom area here. So the first thing I want to do is I'm actually going to pull out my border pieces. And the first thing I want to do is I'm going to finish the bottom border here because I don't think it's that wide. It may only be a few pieces. I'm going to finish the border. Then I'm going to concentrate on the redhead and the tiger. Then I think I'll do this girl on the book, and then finally do the rest of the bottom of the pieces. So hopefully that won't be too difficult. I'll leave my box there for reference. Remember, look at your image, refer back to it. So I'll do the bottom border pieces. Then remember, we're going to do each pile. Do we have extra pieces? Where do they go? And then have a look at our unknown pieces as well. I think this piece goes in the bottom somewhere. I think some of these pieces will find a home. Not this one. This has got to be in the sky somewhere, for sure. I don't know why I have it there. I probably should have just put it in the sky, but it's there. So the same process we did as with all the books. We're going to build a section. Do we have any leftover pieces? If we do, see if we can figure out where they go. If not, put them in our unknown pile. And then look at our unknown pile and see if any of the pieces belong to the section to which we're working. And that's it. And hopefully that'll help us complete the bottom and fill in a lot of these holes. So let's tackle the bottom border. Okay, so the border was a little tricky. These dark gray pieces that represent the books. You may have that potentially thinking it's part of the sky, but it's part of the pages of the book. It helps that her signature's right there. Also, I forgot that some of these pieces with the white hole design, remember at the top there's the dark bluish and purplish and the browns. Well, down here there's like the gray ones. So managed to get the border done then, but I wasn't as familiar with it as I thought it would be. Then I built the redhead and the tiger. That was pretty okay. I have some pieces missing and I went through my unknown pile and I didn't find any. Managed to finish that book, which was nice. So that wasn't too bad. Concentrate on the tiger, lines the direction of the fur, pieces that have, lots of things going on, like her hair in the book. And really, there was just a few solid color pieces, so not too bad. Now, I think at this point, this girl's hair in this book has been the most difficult part of the build so far. So just take your time. I concentrated first on the book area, the pages here, finishing off like where it's dark gray and lighter white, finishing off these pieces, then also the transition between the book and this light green. Her hair, I I got there in the end, but obviously I have still a lot of holes, and just the writing on the book, like this is really small or this is much bigger. So just take your time. You'll get there, and if you sorted well enough, that you shouldn't have too many pieces to concern yourself with. But look how many pieces I had in my pile with her that don't belong to her. So just goes to show, you know, sorting, you can try to do it as best as possible, but you're always going to have some missorts. So first of all, this is this word for that book there, and this is this book up here. Now, this I had sorted down here because it's the pages, but it's the pages to this top book up there. So that goes there, and I believe, do I have another one? Oh, maybe not. And I think all of these, I forgot, there's a little book down here by her foot. So I think all these pieces, or a lot of these pieces, yeah, they go over here. And I think this is part of the tiger's paw. Yeah. So just go through, and if you can't figure out where they go right away, that's fine. Put them in your unknown pile. I'm not sure if I'll be able to figure out where all these go. I shall try. Does this go here somewhere? See, now I'm, does it go, is it part of her? Here. No, I may have to put that in my unknown pile. I'm not sure yet where that one goes. That'll go unknown pile. I think that's, so there's a book there. So I had some of this book pieces in those writing in with her. And then these three pieces are interesting. I thought it was part of the book line here, but I think this will be part of the water, like down here, perhaps. I'll put them all in my unknown pile for now. Looking at this pile here, unknown pile, first of all, this piece that was bugging me, it's her hair. It had a bit of green and yellow. I thought it was part of this top book, but it's her hair, goes right there. I think this piece too, yep, goes right there. I think a lot of these pieces will be, I think this is all sky, and I think these pieces, I'll figure out where these go. I think they belong down here. So not too bad, but you can see I still have, you know, some holes, some areas that I need pieces. So we're going to move on to the last bundle that I have here, which I'm hoping will fill in most everything. Because if I don't find this piece, unless I accidentally put it with the sky in that one, I can see this piece being with the sky. But a lot of these other pieces, I'm really hoping they're in here, or else I'm going to start to worry that I'm missing pieces. But so far, I think for this build, the hair, this book area was the most difficult so far. So just take your time, go slow, concentrate on transition pieces like the dark to light, the lines in the sheets of the book, the compressed writing, and then the bigger writing, and just slowly go. Hopefully, yeah, forgot about that book down there, but not too bad. So just following the same process. So now let's see how well I can fill this in. Hopefully I'll find all the pieces. Or yeah, do you do that also? Do you start to worry, and do you convince yourself you have a piece missing before you even complete the jigsaw puzzle? How did you find the bottom border? It was trickier than I thought. I totally forgot that this was dark gray representing the books, and I forgot about that part over there. But remember, refer to your image. Don't be afraid to look at your image. The image is your friend. Okay, we'll keep going. Okay, so I did as much as I could of the bottom here. It's getting tricky now because these are all kind of areas with muted colors, not a lot of definite lines. So let's see, these are my extra pieces. I think, yay, I found my yellow book. And I think some of these go here on this book, okay. Maybe does this guy go there? All right, found that. I think this one goes here. Maybe maybe the lines down the book. So this one there, and this guy, oh, not sure where this guy goes. It looks, there's a bit of design on it, but it's very faint. Oh, no. Ah, there. So let's have a look through my miscellaneous pile. I'm hoping to place most of these bottom ones here. Yep, there we go. That's part of the book. Okie dokie. Nice. Nice. I'm pleased with this because I really didn't know. Oh, does that one? Ah, that one goes over there. And this one, oh, and her hair. So I had some in my unknown pile that I didn't find the first time. Now these, I think we can all agree that these dark ones do not go anywhere down here. So I definitely, wow, I hope I don't have any missing pieces of her hair, because I would have thought I might be able to pick those out. These, I could see these being up in the sky. These maybe, but the hair in that piece with the red, as well as that piece with the book, well, let's not freak out just yet, but yeah, that's it for now. So that's all I have that I can do, but I definitely have some distinct pieces I'm a bit worried about that I would have thought I might have been able to sort better, but obviously, hopefully they're in that other pile. So that's it for now. Let's straighten that out. Sorry, it's been crooked that whole time. And then basically what we're going to do next, we'll slide this down, and instead of reaching to get to the top of your jigsaw puzzle, now if you can, if you have the room, pull your table out, pull your area out, work there, around, don't stretch. I might, because I don't have room to really pull my table out, I might rotate the jigsaw puzzle. So that's another thing to do. And you can practice working upside down. So I think what I might try to do is rotate my puzzle. Now, rotating a puzzle, be very careful. You don't want to undo all the work that you just did. Get someone to help you if you can. Or the nice thing is this is a good look, good Ravensburger quality. So I think I might end up sliding mine onto a big piece of foam board, then rotating it and sliding it back off into position. I can get to some of the corners, but I'm terrible at just stretching, and then your back really hurts. So don't do that. Try not to overstretch. Either rotate the jigsaw puzzle or move it in such a way that you can get to all sides. I definitely do not recommend stretching. But there, yeah, oh, what do you think? Place your bets. I think those will be with Sky, maybe with Sky. Do you think I'm missing some pieces of her hair? Or maybe I thought they were part, I'm hoping I thought they were part of these holes up here. This one piece here, that piece, because it has the lines of the pages of the book, I'm worried about that piece the most. But let's not fret. They'll be there. Are you enjoying it? Did you find this area a bit tricky? So far, I think that's been the trickiest area for me, but still very enjoyable and so lovely to see coming together. So yeah, so that's all I'm going to do for tonight, and I'll probably come back tomorrow and see if we can finish off the top area. Oh, it's lovely, absolutely lovely. I hope you're enjoying it. So off camera, with my hubby's help, I slid my puzzle onto this poster board, and maybe that could have been a smart thing to do. The white can be a bit bright on camera. I prefer using this photographer's gray paper that I puzzle on. So now what I'm going to do, because I don't really have easy access to the top portion of my jigsaw puzzle, I'm literally going to use this foam board now and rotate the entire thing upside down. So now you're going to see me puzzle upside down for the rest of the way. And I'm going to actually push it a little bit off camera, so you're not really seeing the, I guess that's now the bottom part of the jigsaw puzzle, because we're focusing on the top. So I want you to be able to see most of this. But yeah, so if you cannot reach easily your puzzle, rotate it. If you have to take it apart in sections and rotate it, but try not to lean and stretch too much. It will do your back in afterwards. After a while, yeah. So first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to complete the upper portion of the border. And then, oh, this is confusing because now I'm puzzling upside down. And if you know me, you know that I'm not great at puzzling upside down. But we're going to complete the border, and then I think I'm going to work on the brown areas, this section here first. And then I'll probably move over here, and then finish with that. Now, I will take the time when we get to this area here to sort by piece shape. I just want to show you all what I refer to as the Cinderella-Shoe method. I don't know who gave me that term. I still can't remember. I wish I could credit them with it. But even if it's not necessary, I think it's worth just to explain and to show what the Cinderella-Shoe method is. I'm hoping most of this and most of that will be quite simple to build. We'll see. We have to just go through it and see how we go. But when we get to the last part here, I'll take the time to explain and show you the Cinderella-Shoe method. So let's get going with the border, and hopefully we can find some of my missing pieces that are still, you know, from that, from the lower section of the jigsaw puzzle, especially her hair. So just to quickly recap, I started out with the brownish area. I focused on these kind of bright lines of teardrops, water drops, whatever they are, and then filled in the building and these decorative, I have no idea what to call them, holy things. And then I went on to the browns and the lighters to the darker browns, and I did manage to fill in quite a bit. I moved over then to this area, and I did, again, followed the lines and the bright stars, the white pieces, and I had quite a bit of like the purpley and the whiter pieces and some of the clouds. So I pulled those all out, and I tried to do all the pieces that had the clouds in them. So I am left with pretty much solid color pieces. I know there's varying shades, but I'm going to use that to demonstrate my Cinderella-Shoe method, or I should say the Cinderella-Shoe method. These were the pieces that I had in these various piles that did not belong. Now, I want to show you something now. What I do at the end of the jigsaw puzzle, when all I have left are, say, solid color pieces, or pieces with the same repetitive pattern like sky, grass, trees, water, and then I just have a pile of unknown pieces. So first of all, I make sure whatever I have left that, you know, I'm going to do the Cinderella-Shoe method on, they don't have any distinct markings on them, so none of these really stand out. Now, there's two ways to approach your remaining unknown pieces. Seriously though, if there's a lot of pieces, like 100 or more, you may want to just go through and subsort. However, when you have a few left, there's two approaches I take. Sometimes what I do is I'll go, oh look, I'm looking for, let's bring this up. She's a bit off camera. So I'm looking for a piece gray with hair. When I don't have a lot of pieces left in the box, I might actually go, oh, let's see, could this be the piece that goes there? And I actually try to find the piece that's missing in the box. Another way to do it is pick a piece from the box, like this, and walk it around all your empty spaces to see if you can find where it belongs. So there's two methods to doing that. Typically, I do the walking around method when there's a bit more pieces and I'm really unsure where they go, and I just walk the piece around till I find where its home is. Or if it's a piece that I really can't figure out. For example, here I'm looking for a 4-pronged piece with some white and gray. Well, that one's standing out to me. So there we go. Let's see. Now these 4 pieces here all kind of look alike. What could this be? Could this be some hair? Of course, it's nice I don't have that many pieces remaining. So again, I can figure out where they go. Could this one be here? Yep. And then this one right there. So now, as you can see, the bottom of this jigsaw puzzle is now fully complete. I'm going to move that off camera a bit so you can see the top of the jigsaw puzzle. I still have a few unknown pieces. Now, to tell you the truth, this one is just solid color blue. I'm going to put it with this remaining pile that I have over here. These, though, have a little bit of marking on them. So I could take it and walk it around the puzzle to see if I can figure out where it might go. Right there. This one has a little bit of cloud, dark with a little bit of cloud again. Walk it around the jigsaw puzzle to see if you find where it goes. And finally, this one later with a line. Walk it around, see if you can figure out where it goes. So there's kind of two approaches. Either look at the hole, try to find the piece in your unknown pile that fits the hole, or take a piece from your unknown pile and walk it around your jigsaw puzzle to where the holes are and see if it fits. Eventually, you will find a home for all the pieces that you have remaining. Now, what is the Cinderella-Shoe method? Again, you can't see the entire jigsaw puzzle, but I hope that's okay. Basically, at some point, if I'm feeling stuck or frustrated because it's kind of, you know, solid color, repeated pattern, I go, okay, stop. Stop. And the reason why I stop is I take the time then to sort by piece shape. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to sort by piece shape. Because these pieces are mostly darker in color, I'm going to use the white side of my sorting tray. You can use the bottom of a box, a piece of foam board, a piece of cardstock, or if you have room on your table, you can sort them there as well. But I prefer to have something where you can move it around. And basically, I think I have just a few pieces that I can just use one tray. I'm going to sort the pieces by shape, and sometimes I take the effort to kind of subsort by color as well. And I put the same shape all in the same direction. So if you see here, I try to space them out a little bit So I'm doing what I like to call these the two-prong standard piece or standard piece. And it's a nice way also to see all the pieces of the same shape and see the various colors. Because sometimes just having them all jumbled up together. Ooh, are these two pieces connected? No, they're not connected. You would have seen me do this for the Educa around the world, the sky area there. You would have seen me do this for the Graphica travel around art, all the beige pieces, how I dealt with those. So just take your time and sort by piece shape and put all the, ooh, wrong one. Put all the pieces in the same direction. Makes it easier. So there, all the pieces that I have remaining. Now, there's two things. One, it's nice just to see them all laid out. And it may help you just find the pieces you need. For example, you may go, oh look, I need a two-pronged standard piece that's quite still brownish and dark. And so you may actually just be able to find that piece, pick it out, no, or find that piece, pick it out, and put it in. However, it's very time consuming to take a piece, try it, take another piece, try it, take another piece, try it. You're going back and forth, back and forth. So these are our Cinderellas. Let's try to find the Cinderella that fits this two-pronged standard piece here, kind of dark. What I do is I take a piece that's already from the puzzle. That's our shoe. I typically try to pick a piece that has something distinct, like this one has a big prong on it. So basically, I'll take this piece and I'm trying to find the Cinderella that fits my shoe. Now there's some things that you'll realize, I'm not going to try it maybe against that one because it's not the right color, but I'll try it against all the darker ones and to see if it fits. And literally, I just kind of go shoe after shoe and see. I typically do all one side of a shoe before then going back and trying the other side of a shoe. And I will admit sometimes I don't get it right the first time and I have to go back if I wasn't careful. And there you go. I found my shoe. I found my Cinderella that fits my shoe. Boom. Now, typically I would say go down, 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 and then up, up, up. There's quite a variety of shades here, so it's a bit easier. But let me be a little bit more thorough. So let's try to find the two-pronged standard piece that fits here. I'm going to take this piece now, and I'm going to try to find the Cinderella that fits this prong, this shoe. And what's nice about having on a board, I can just rotate it, and I can just try. So I'll try all the pieces on this side first. And some you can see the color, you're like, ah, yeah, that's definitely too dark. And you just take your time, but it's actually a lot faster than trying to take pieces one at a time and bring it over to the empty spot. No. And then, so I tried all the holes at the top. I'm going to rotate my piece now and try all the holes on the bottom to see which one. You can go back and forth and do top, bottom, but I tend to just do them in order. So in my hand, I'm holding the piece that's considered the shoe, and there you go. I found my Cinderella. This is very helpful when you have a lot of solid color pieces, a lot of pieces that have the same repeated pattern. Now, it can be a bit time consuming, but it's a lot faster than taking piece by piece, piece by piece, and then you might lose track of which piece you've tried. Now, what I'm actually going to do with these remaining pieces, because there's some of them that still have some color variation, I'm going to see how many I can actually pick out and place without having to do the Cinderella-Shoe method. But when it comes down to the end, I may well have to do it. There's not too many pieces here, but I just wanted to show and explain to you. So basically, you sort your pieces by shape, put them all in the same direction, use as many boards as you need, and then you grab a piece that's adjacent to the spot you're trying to fill, and you try to find your Cinderella that fits the piece, the shoe. Pieces where I have a bit more information, like this one right here, that would be either a 2-prong adjacent or a 3-prong castle. I know it can't be a 2-prong standard because of the shape that's already showing. Now, this is a bit more difficult because this could be 2 standard pieces, 2-prong standard pieces, or it could be a 1-prong and a 3-prong. So those would take a bit more time. So I try to eliminate the holes, the spaces for which I have more information. So if, for example, here, that's a 3-prong castle piece. That I would probably try the 3-prong castle or the 2-prong adjacent, one after the other, and then just go around. You typically have 2-prong standards the most, and the most remaining, they take the longest. So I try to eliminate all the others first. But let's see how many pieces I can actually put in just based on color. But if you're stuck, try the Cinderella-Shoe method, or just for fun, try it, once or twice for a couple of pieces. But if you find yourself grabbing a piece and trying, or trying it everywhere, that I find just becomes very time consuming. That I feel anyway, this method is faster. Okay, let's see how well I can do to try to finish off this beautiful, amazing jigsaw puzzle. And there you go, the jigsaw puzzle is done. It's so beautiful. I had so much fun assembling this. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope I explained the Cinderella-Shoe thing well enough to get my point across. It's always difficult trying to explain something over video without having the person there to maybe ask questions back to you in case you're not explaining yourself well. But when it comes to the Cinderella-Shoe method, if I have a lot of pieces, I use multiple boards and I put the same type of piece on one board. And then I can also rotate the board to align the piece in the kind of direction that I want it in order to try the shoe. A good representation of that would be during the Travel Around Art series. I often do that in many of the panels because there were so many beige pieces. I just had to do it, or else it would take forever. I really want to hear comments from people who this was perhaps their first 2,000 piece jigsaw puzzle or their largest one in a long, long time. I want to know, were you able to finish the jigsaw puzzle? Did you enjoy it? There could be people who finished it but maybe didn't enjoy it, and that's fine. I want to know if any of my tips helped. Yeah, and just remember, this series was geared for those people who have not done large jigsaw puzzles and wanted help and ideas and kind of more of a step-by-step instruction on how I approach large jigsaw puzzles. It wasn't to point out to anyone that perhaps their method of puzzling was not the right way. I know we all have our own ways and styles of puzzling. That wasn't the purpose of this series. This series was really to try to help and encourage those people who would like to do a larger jigsaw puzzle, but often feel overwhelmed by all those pieces of where to start and what to do next. And I hope I achieved that, at least with a few people. And remember though, if you weren't able to complete the jigsaw puzzle, that's fine. If it took you 5 months to do it, that's fine. just have fun. It's all for the love of puzzles and the joy of building a larger jigsaw puzzle. Some people love doing them, others prefer their smaller piece count, and that's totally fine as well. But I want to hear from people who this was their first 2,000 piece or their first large one in a long time. Tell me what you think, your thoughts. Leave your comments below. So now, do we want to do another puzzle along? Another 2,000 piece, or maybe a 3,000 piece? Or would you like to do a puzzle along where we try to do my build as I sort technique like quite thoroughly? I think for that I would get a 500 piece XL puzzle because the pieces are bigger and you can see more detail, and I think I would get quite a busy image. And it would basically be how I approach my build as I sort, trying to really build the image and have it all come together piece by piece. It's quite different, and I know some people probably wouldn't enjoy that either because there's just pieces that appear to be everywhere on the table. But leave your comments below. Let me know, would you like another puzzle along series, and of what format? How many pieces? I would try to get a different brand perhaps, but remember I'm a bit limited for choice here in New Zealand. But I want to read all your comments and your suggestions, and if this was a one-time thing and we don't do another puzzle along, I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed doing it. I loved filming it. I love this puzzle. And I think I'm going to try to find the If Fish Could Walk, which is from the same artist, 2,000 pieces, Ravensburger. Beautiful image. Oh, I think they would look very nice on the wall next to one another. I think I found somewhere in New Zealand that has it for sale, so I might have to jump online and order that sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. For the love of puzzles, I hope you enjoy my videos. Please consider subscribing, and until next time, ciao!